Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. 28-year-old entrepreneur went from welfare to millionaire to retire his mom. After growing up on welfare and living in one of Miami's poorest neighborhoods, entrepreneur Alfred Nixon was determined to become financially free so that he could retire his mom. He started his entrepreneurial journey at the age of 19 and became a millionaire by age 25. Now Nixon spends most of his time coaching and empowering others in the financial literacy space. Humble beginnings drove me to do something different, Nixon shared during an interview with Black Enterprise. That's what fueled me to become successful. I had to break the chains of poverty. I always knew I wanted to become successful, but just didn't know what it was going to be. Entrepreneur goes from welfare to millionaire. Nixon always had a vision of living a life that was greater than the welfare lifestyle that he saw every day. The young visionary grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment with 14 people in one bathroom. For the majority of his childhood, he remembers waking up around 4 a.m. to ensure everyone could take a shower and get to work on time. Watching his mom struggle and witnessing his family tackle multiple jobs was enough motivation for him to get on the path to entrepreneurship. Shortly after graduating high school, Nixon was introduced to the home-based business profession by his mentors. That's when he received his foundational entrepreneurship training and learned valuable leadership lessons that he will leverage today. That he still leverages today. But Nixon says that the beginning years of his entrepreneurial journey were far from easy. I made $1,500 total in my first 3 years, says Nixon. Just imagine going hard for 3 years and only earning $1,500. But I tell people that it was in those 3 years that really gave me my roots. I learned more there than what we are doing now. It was the building stages that propelled me to where I'm at. After those 3 years of training, he divided into the financial industry. Alfred noticed the lack of financial knowledge in his community, specifically around life insurance, wills, trust, and taxes. He became passionate about educating his community through his home-based business. Within his first 4 months of building his business, he reached a high 5-figure income. Within 4 years, he made his first $1 million. Although he's earned over $10 million from his businesses, his greatest accomplishment is retiring his mom and helping thousands of other people to reach their first 6- and 7-figure revenue goals. Millionaire success tips. Nixon found his success as one of the youngest leaders ever inducted into the Network Marketing Hall of Fame. He believes that it's important for others to consider home-based business options to jumpstart their success journey. More importantly, Nixon shares that you need to have a why strong enough to motivate you to keep going and growing through the learning phase. I couldn't turn around, go home and tell them, Mom and Dad, it was too hard, says Nixon. I was around successful people who were willing to show me the way, but I just hadn't paid the price yet. My first 3 years were me grinding and learning. My mom was my reason why I kept going. I tell people all the time that when your why is strong enough, the how doesn't matter. And that's the best thing that I could find on everything. And this just shows you that you can do it. They want you to be discouraged where you're scared to go do business. Like I said, I say in a year or two maybe, or less, maybe 3, maybe less than that. Like I said, I am I am going to eventually go into my own business even stronger. Right now, I just don't have the time now to do it because of my job schedule, and too many people depend, my mom depend on what I have to do. So right now I have to be slave to this job real quick, but it's okay because it's a start. People who work a 9 to 5, don't make that 9 to 5 your only way of income. Don't make that 9 to 5. Don't make that 9 to 5 dictate whether you do good or don't. You have to, I'm learning that. You have to have multiple income streams because they'll cut your hours at work. They'll basically say, oh, well, we can't use you today, or we don't need you today. They'll do all type of things like that. And it's just wrong. But that's their business. They can do that. They could do that to you. They could dictate whether you come in and work hours. They can. It's their business. So that's why, I'm working on building up my brand, building up my channel, but building it up to do other things as well. And that's something that a lot of people ought to do. Sino does it. Ticket TV does it. A lot of content creators on YouTube have done it. And I listen to all of them because all of them are giving me gems to use myself. So for somebody like coming saying, man, you take from Carcino. I mean, I'm an embodiment of him because he's the reason I'm doing this stuff. He motivated me to do this stuff. He's motivating me to have my own multiple income streams. Ticket TV as well. I take from everybody, but what I don't do is steal. You heard what I said? I take from everybody, but I do not steal. And what I mean by that is I give respect and credit that I take from them and I learn from them. I take things from my sister because she's a doctor. She's very successful. So I take from her. I take methods from my brother-in-law because he's an entrepreneur. He's retired. He put in the groundwork to live a lavish life now. So that's what I'm saying. That's what we all need to look to do is entrepreneurship, and we don't have to brag about it. Keep it on the low. Don't let everybody know what you're doing. That's something, excuse me, I done burped. Sorry about that. That's something that us as blacks and us as men and women do too much. We want everybody to know what we're doing instead of doing it and then people finding out as we go. And we don't have to talk about it. You have people who come out the woodworks and say, yo, man, you remember me, man? I was there for your page when you was there. I was there with you when you was making only $1 to the man. I hate them motherfuckers. I don't like them. I don't like none of them because they ain't nothing but liars. Just be real. Just be straightforward. If you mess with me, cool. If you don't, cool. Hit the dislike button. I love it because that shows me that you like something I'm doing because it took you that long to come and listen and then put a thumbs down to it. And everything I put out, you put a thumbs down to it because you know why? You don't like what I do. And it's cool. A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people think I'm not cool or I don't have informative stuff. That's fine. But the thing that I tell you people who disagree with me and those who agree with me, have your own business. Don't be a slave to the job. I don't care if you're making $1 million or $3 million at a job. If your check says that company and they're giving you that check, you are still a slave. You're just $1 million slave, or you're just a $10 million slave. Unless your name is at the top corner of that check, you're a slave. You are. You are a slave. I don't care if you work for 6 figures or 7 figures. If there's a company name on that check or somebody's name on it that's not yours is at the bottom receiving this money, you're not a boss. Bosses get back what they put in, and they're not owned by nobody. That's going to their business. And that's something this young man showed us. Alfred Nixon, he showed us this. He started his journey at 19. I just wish I would have worked and kept at the business early on. But it happens. Sometimes some people don't start till they're 36. Right now I'm 35. I'll be 36 this year. But I'm just saying some people don't start till then. Some people don't start till they're in their 40s. When they got everything together and it happens. But it's better to start than better. It's better to start. It's better late than never. That's what I wanted to say. It's better late than never. Because if you are late, you're still trying. But don't ever try not to do it because, dog, all you're doing at a job is working until you're dead. You can't, unless you're a doctor or a lawyer, school don't mean jack. I would rather go to a trade or vocational school. That's what I should have done. But I listened to my damn parents and listen to all these people who are safe people, who don't want to take chances, who don't want to put their self out there. That's something I should have done. And who can I blame? Me. It's all on me. It's my fault. Now I'm taking the bull by the horns and I'm trying to keep at it. So don't think because if you start this, hey, it could be 5, 8 years down the line or 10 years. You still don't see the results. But then that 1 year hit after that 10 years or that 5 years where boom, your company's hitting. It happens. That's why you got to keep grinding. So keep grinding, keep striving for excellence. Thank you for listening. We're out. Deezy.